Advent, advent of code, yeah, advent, advent of code. Okay, we are beginning advent of code in about 4 minutes. Everything looks good to me. I don't see any problems here. You can see I've got yesterday's code up here. I started by pre-building like the line break detector, where if they have a bunch of things clustered into like things like A, B, C, D, E, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, whatever, then I can just like take these and drag them down. Say this is of size 5. Oh, I can do this. There you go. So it's size. Oh, and it should be that -1. There we go. Yeah, 4, size 2, size 6. So I have this pre-done just in case it's necessary. Deleting that, deleting this so I can drag down when necessary. Already have it pre. It's really helpful. Should make things a little bit simpler for me. If they do one like that, was it day 2? Nope, it was day 1. Like if they do day 1 where things are separated by the enter, that's a pain in the ass to make. So I made that ahead of time just so I don't have to worry about it. This, I'm actually going to make a sample sheet where I'm going to call this line break. I'm going to do file save as in my Advent Code 2022. I'm going to call this a template. I'm also going to do file save as day 4. So now I can actually alter it as day 4. If I need a line break, I can use this. If I don't need to bother. But yeah, I can make a couple of these. So depending on how the input is split, I can do this accordingly. So that's a pretty helpful thing to have. I'm going to quickly post on Twitter that I'm live. Grab the stream. Live doing Advent Code Dayboard Excel. Perfect. Camera's on, by the way. Whoever's coming down. I should turn this on, but I don't have it plugged in right now, and I've got like a minute until I've got to be everything ready, so I'm not going to bother right this moment. You can see what is here, the decent enough quality. It's not great quality, but it should be enough for you to be able to read what it says, which is my goal at least. You can see it says true in NA, which was what I'm hoping for. Okay. This is day 1 input. Don't need that. Do need this. Move that up. Move that up. Day 4 input. 40 seconds. 40, 39, 38, 5, 34. Okay, so it's like slightly off by like less than a second. Probably only a handful of frames. Okay. I'm ready. Get everything prepared. It's not this. I want to do data text to columns delimited by comma. Text. Fuck, no. This. Okay, I'll do that afterwards. Let's see what's happening. Okay, so I do need to split. So now I'm going to do... Actually, I can do this again. I can do text to columns delimited by other hyphen. What? Wait, that's right, isn't it? Oh, I know why. Fuck. How friggin' annoying. Nope, it's not letting me do it. That's very annoying. You know what? Okay. So I need to make sure that they're not completely separate. So if the low is bigger than the high of the other one, so yeah, this is greater than this. So then it'd be outside the range. So these are completely outside, but these aren't. That's just the answer? Oh my god, it is! Holy cow. That was really fast. Yeah, I could have done that a lot faster if I had realized that ahead of time. That's incredibly fast, actually. Okay, well, let's explain what I did here, because this requires a little bit of, like, explanation. Basically, first of all, I'm just gonna fix this crap entirely, because... I'm just gonna remove the whole value thing. But people did this really fast. I'm just refactoring. Get rid of this crap. I should have just... Making them not numbers was a mistake, because the comparison was then wrong. First time parsing as a number didn't work for me. So, bam. Bam. So, basically, I turned everything into rows. If you look at the input that I was given, 94 to 97, 31 to 95. 94 to 97, 31 to 95. Same kind of thing. What this said is if... So they would completely overlap if the circumstance arose that the lower of one of the ranges was higher than the low of the other range, which is always going to happen. Like, one of them is going to be higher than or lower than the other one, meaning that, okay, so the minimum of one is up here. Now, the only other case where it's completely consumed is if the uppercase is less than the other uppercase. That will put it entirely within. So that's what I did here. If the lower of this guy is less than the lower of this guy, and then the upper is greater than that guy, then you have the green red pair be completely within the red purple pair. The opposite would be true as well, where you do the exact same thing but in the other direction. And if it's true, you count it. This one's a little bit screwier, where the only circumstances in which there would be any overlap is if I imagine any kind of overlap, bam, the lower of one of the areas is less than the upper of the other area. That is the only thing you need to know if there's going to be any overlap, period. So in doing so, all you need to do is just have that overlap occur. So I just calculated both possible cases and then counted the false as opposed to true. Situations where that basically happened. Making it so that if it was the case that the small was less than... Sorry, the small was greater than the large in either circumstances, then you know they must be outside. The only way that this works is if if both larges are bigger than both smallests, which would be in this case. You test it out that way. So I could have tested it the other way by saying if both larges are bigger than both smallests, but it's easier, instead of saying proving true, it's easier showing that one of them is false, and then counting that many. In this case, it pops up false if there is a case such that the lower is lower than the other bigger, because the lower is always going to be bigger than itself, than it's like its own big one. In this case, 31 is always going to be less than 95. 11 is always less than 95, but it might not be less than 11, But in this case, because the 31 is less than 97, we know that must be smaller than both biggest numbers. And then in that case, there must be overlap, which there is. That's the whole idea. If either of these are true. So this is true, meaning that this is bigger than that bigger, meaning it must be bigger than both of those numbers. Or if this is bigger than either of these. But yeah, in this case, yeah, it didn't matter. What I did is I said if this is bigger than this one, or this is bigger than this one, because they're always the smallest numbers, that'll just always work. If either of them are true. Yeah. Or if it's bigger than the other number, rather. In this case, there's overlap because because it is not the case that both of the smalls, or that neither of the smalls are larger than the opposite big one. Yeah. Basically, the only way that you could have these sorted is if AABB or ABAB or ABBA. Those are the only ways you can sort it. Every other way would just be this, but flipping the direction. You know which one's lower. If I just say this one, you know which this one's lower. You know this one's higher. In this circumstance, you have a small that's larger than both larges. So in this case, the small number 94 is not bigger than both larges, and this is not bigger than both larges, so you get a false, which means there's overlap. This is smaller than both larges. This is larger than one of the largest, which means there's no overlap. So that it writes true. Count the number of falses, and then you're done. That's the whole thing. Oh, tricky question. Could have done it faster, but wow, that was a really, really low time for today, all things considered, to get to the thousands. So, well, thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed this, and I will see you guys all tomorrow for the next Advent Decode. Cheers. Bye.